Hello everyone. So let us move on to our third experiment, which is thermal conductivity in insulating powder. Okay, so by now we all are aware that thermal conductivity is one of the important properties of the material, and its knowledge is required for basically analyzing heat conduction problems. Physical meaning of thermal conductivity is basically how quickly it passes through a given material. Thus, the determination of this property is of considerable engineering significance. And there are various methods of determination of thermal conductivity, but it is suitable for finding out thermal conductivities of the material, usually in powdered form. So, as you can see in the experiment setup, you can see this round ball over here, this one. So, this is basically a shell. Okay, I will explain what's inside this. Let me just draw a inside representation of the thing. All right. So inside this, the red, the red ball that you see over here, this one, I'm drawing the inside part of it, how it looks. So inside this, there is a basically there is a heater inside this part. Okay. So there would be a heater, and I'll just name it here. Heater. This is a copper shell. Okay, so it's hollow. So this is a copper shell. And again, the outer layer is also one copper shell. Okay, and in between these two, there is a insulating powder. And usually we use asbestos, and this is insulating powder. Okay, so let us call the temperature inside. Sorry, yeah, let us call the temperature inside. I mean on this shell as Ti, and over here let us call it as To. Okay, temperatures of these two shells. Now in the inner shell there are basically four thermocouples. Okay, one over here, one over here, one over here, and one over here somewhere. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the outer shell there are six thermocouples. That is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so if you want to know what is the inner temperature of the shell, you basically have to add T1 temperature at 0.1, T2, T3, and T4 and divide it by 4, so that you can get the average temperature of your inside shell. And for the outer shell, the same way, T5, T6, T7, T8, T7, T8, T9 plus T10 divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divide by 6. So this will give you outer. So I'll just write that down also over here. So if you want to find out what is the Ti, so basically you will need T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 upon 4. And if you want to know what is To, you need to add T5 plus T6 plus T7 plus T8 plus T9. The whole divided by 6. Okay. So till this point, I guess there's no doubt. Let us call the inner radius as Ri, and let us call the outer radius as RO. Okay, now coming back to the diagram. So we know this is known as the our famous insulating ball. Okay, now the other parts, this is a voltmeter. Voltmeter. This is an ammeter which will give you current output. This is on off switch, and this one is a digital indicator which will have a which will have this temperature indicators from T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, T8, T9 and T10. Okay, so you just have to rotate this knob in order to get various temperature displayed over here. Okay, and this is basically, if you rotate it, you can control the heating of the coil. Okay, as you can see over here, there is a wire that is going inside this ball. So it goes till the center of the ball, and as I said, in the center there is a heater. Okay, so that heating you can control it by using this knob. Okay, so you can control the heating of this knob, of this heater with the help of knob. So we have a similar one, a similar setup in our laboratory. Okay, so as soon as we get back, we can do the experiment also. Now coming to the calculation part. Okay, so let me just brief you the calculation. We know that by Fourier's law of heat conduction, we know that Q equals to minus Ka dt upon dx, right? I can also write it as, instead of Ka, I can write, instead of A, I can write the area, which is 4 pi Ri into Ro, right? Dt is change in temperature. So T at outer minus T at inner upon dx. Dx would be what? It would be the change in the difference in the radius, that is Ro minus Ri. Okay, I hope it is clear till here. So if I want to eliminate this negative sign from here, if I want to eliminate, what I can do is I can write this equation as K into 4 pi R1 R0 Ti minus To, right? And remaining is same Ri, right? And if I suppose the aim of the experiment is basically you need to find out the thermal conductivity of the insulating powder. So if I want to know what is the thermal conductivity, which is nothing but K, I will shift the remaining terms on the other side. So my new equation would become 4 pi R1 Ro Ti minus To. So this is the equation that we require in order to find out the thermal conductivity of the insulating powder. So the Q, the value of Q, you can basically, as you know, you are giving heat input by using a voltage and ammeter. So you can find it out, Q as voltage into current. Okay, it is analogous to the electric energy. And the radius of the inner copper shell, it is usually given, and in for our case, the inner radius is equals to 50 mm, and outer radius is equal to 100 mm. Then you know the value of 4 and pi, Ri and Ro is also there. You can find out Ti and T0 from which equation? It's over here. Ti from here and T0 from here. Okay, so once you have all this value, you can basically find out the value of K. So let us move on to the table. So as I mentioned, the table, you will have to first take the reading of voltages, then you have to take a reading of ammeter. And yeah, before even starting the experiment, you need to switch it on, and you have to wait for around 10 to 15 minutes so that your setup comes into a steady state condition. Because in uh, when we are doing, I mean, in our approach, we always use steady state condition. We are always assume, and yeah, for that we need to wait for 10-15 minutes. Then we take voltage reading, we take ammeter reading. Okay, then we start taking the temperatures of T1, T2, T3, T4. Then the outer sphere T5, T6, T7, T8, T9, T10. We find the value of Ti from this, and we find the value of To from this, and we multiply this voltage into current to find out the value of Q. And once we have all this value, we substitute it over this in this equation over here, and we find out values of K. So over here, if we take 5 readings, so we can get the values of 5 thermal conductivities, okay, which should be close to each other. So this is all about the experiment. I hope you understood the experiment well. If you have any doubt, you can put it on the comment section below. Thank you for listening.